So, how can something be three and also one at the same time? It sounds like a riddle, right? Well, today we're going to dive into this really fascinating puzzle, the idea of a triune Godhead. We're going to break down right from the source material how one single entity can be described as both three and one. And yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? It feels like a total paradox, maybe even something that breaks the rules of math. But it's at the very, very heart of this whole concept. So to really unpack this, we've got to start with the basics. Let's break down the definition and see what it tells us.
All right, so first things first, let's get our terms straight. Before we can even get into the three and the one, we need to understand the concept that holds it all together, the Godhead itself.
Okay, so the word Godhead, or Shen-Sing, is all about the very nature, the essence of being God. Now, the most important thing to get right here is that it points to a singular, a unified being. This idea is our foundation for the one part of the puzzle. And here it is. This is the core statement, the absolute heart of the paradox. You've got three persons and one God in the exact same sentence. So how does that work? Well, to figure it out, let's start by identifying who these three persons are. So who exactly are these three persons? You could almost think of it as meeting the cast of characters, so to speak, in this divine structure. The source material lays it out for us very clearly. You have the Father, the Son, and you'll also see the Son called the Word, and the Holy Ghost. These are the three distinct persons existing within that single Godhead we just talked about. This verse from the book of Matthew really illustrates it perfectly. It lists all three of them, right there together, side by side, under a single name, or a single authority. This gives us the scriptural footing for them being distinct. But that still leaves us with the other half of the mystery. We've got our three, so how in the world do they become one? And this is where things get really, really interesting. The key to their oneness isn't about what they do or the roles they have. It's about something way deeper. It's about their very essence, or what the source material calls their substance. Same in substance, or 同质. This is such a cool concept. It's not like three different statues all carved from the same piece of marble. Think of it more like three distinct flames, all rising from one single fire. Each one is a flame, right? But they all share the exact same essential nature of fire. It's this shared divine nature that unites them. So here's the crucial point. This shared substance is like the theological glue holding it all together. It's what stops this from being a belief in three different gods. Their unity is organic, it's essential, it's literally part of the fabric of their being. And if you are looking for the verse that just spells it all out, this one from 1 John is pretty much it. I mean, it couldn't be more direct. After naming the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost, it says, plain as day, and these three are one. This is the scriptural rock for that idea of a single shared substance. This comparison really helps make it click. You see on the left, with one shared substance, you get one unified Godhead, that essential deep unity we've been talking about. But if you look on the right, if they had three separate substances, well, you just have three separate gods. It'd be more like a cosmic committee or some kind of an alliance. The source material is really clear that the one on the left is the correct understanding. Okay, so we have three persons who share one substance. But what's the dynamic like? Is there a boss? Is there a pecking order? This brings us to the final piece of this puzzle, their relationship to each other. The key phrase from the source is equal in power and glory, or 同完同荣. And what that means is they have the exact same level of divine authority, majesty, status, and honor. There's no senior partner and no junior associate in this setup. So what does that equality actually look like? Well, it means there's no hierarchy. No one is above or below anyone else. They all have the exact same divine authority, the same infinite power, and the same awe-inspiring majesty. It's a perfect partnership of equals. We've covered a lot of ground here. It's a pretty deep topic. So let's just take a second to put all the pieces of this divine puzzle back together and make sure it's all crystal clear. This table really just sums it all up, doesn't it? Who are they? Three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. How are they one? Because they are the same in substance. And what's their relationship? It's one of perfect equality in power and glory. Three persons, one substance, equal status. That's the formula in a nutshell. Okay, pop quiz. Based on what we've just gone over, what does that really crucial concept, being same in substance, prevent.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
It's the linchpin that maintains the oneness in this 3-in-1 equation. Without that shared substance, you'd be talking about 3 different gods, not one unified Godhead.
And one more for you. What does their being equal in power and glory tell us about their internal dynamic, their status with each other? You got it. That's the key takeaway. It implies a relationship with absolutely no hierarchy. No one's the boss, no one's superior or inferior. They are perfectly and eternally co-equal.
And that kind of leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. In our world, which is so often obsessed with hierarchies, with climbing the ladder and jockeying for power, what can we learn from this ancient concept of a completely unified, non-hierarchical authority? How might it challenge our own modern ideas about leadership and power? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this one.